So the countdown has begun to the snap elections in Canada, but the polls have been overshadowed by America's reciprocal tariffs. Now, the opposition is using the trade war to corner the ruling party. The Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has criticized Prime Minister Mark Carney's response to the recent US tariffs that have been imposed by Donald Trump. Now, President Trump announced sweeping tariffs, including a 25% levy on Canadian automobiles. In retaliation, the Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has declared that Canada will impose a 25% tariff on US vehicles that do not comply with the Continental Free Trade Agreement. Now, Pierre Poilievre has criticized Mark Carney's approach, labeling it to be pretty weak, and asserting that Carney's liberal policies will keep Canada vulnerable to US trade pressures. He's further accused Carney of lacking the resolve to stand up against US tariffs, warning that under a Liberal leadership, Canada will become increasingly susceptible to American trade pressure.
The only difference between Trudeau and his economic advisor is the fact that Mark Carney is weaker and more out of touch, totally conflicted with millions of dollars invested in things that go against Canada's national interest. We must reject up until just a few months ago, he had 3 different passports, was calling himself a European, moved his headquarters to New York, killing jobs and opportunity in Canada.
Now, despite the attacks by the opposition, the Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney has maintained that his country will fight Trump's tariffs with force.
Well, this is a tragedy. It is also the new reality. We must respond with both purpose and force.
Now, this escalating trade dispute has already impacted the Canadian auto industry, with Stellantis temporarily shutting down its Windsor assembly plant, affecting well over 3,500 workers in less than 4 weeks. Canada will hold a critical election. The question, of course, is this: will the tariff war dominate the election issues for the voters? For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.